Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, listen, I want y'all to relax for a little bit, enjoy the vibe, enjoy the music. Grand rising to everyone this morning. I want to have a show because I really want to know the people that support me, the people that come by, the people that are struggling with something this morning. I just want to have a show to acknowledge you and to share some victories, to share some issues, some concerns that you're having in your life. And if you're open to doing that, please come in. I'm going to drop the link and we're going to bring you up and we're going to have a discussion. We're going to talk about some wins that you've had in your life this week. I want to be able to receive and celebrate you on some accomplishments that you have achieved. And I want to be able to speak life into those who seem that they're at the end of their rope, or they're struggling, or they're depressed or stressed about something. So right now, this is not a scheduled show. This is a pop-up show. But with your help, we can get more people involved. So go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to help the algorithm. And also send this to 5 or 6 people, send this to 10 people so we can have the conversation this morning. Again, I'm here to grand rising to all of you. And I want to know, how are you really? I know there's men that haven't been celebrated this week after a huge accomplishment. I'm here to do that with you today. I know there are women out here that have not been celebrated for being a great wife, a great mother, and having great accomplishments as well. We want to celebrate you today as well. So welcome to Grand Rising. I'm going to let the music play for a little bit, let you guys get into the vibe of the show this morning. And then while the music is playing, I'm going to drop the link. And I want you guys to come up and let's have a great conversation, a positive conversation, and on how we can get better and how you can be celebrated today. All right. So enjoy the music while I set up the link and put it in the chat, and I'll be right back with you guys. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Grand Rising this morning. If you want to support this beautiful channel that we and so many of my family members now are trying to grow, please, you can send a cash app at the bottom to support Black media, because this is what this is, by sending a cash app to $ Black Man Unfiltered. And if you want to join the family, hit the join button and become a part of the family and join that way. Also, guys, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and be a part of this. Be a part of the growth as we move forward. Now, this morning, I do want to reach out to you guys and say, again, grand rising to every man, every woman, boy, and girl. And I know that sometimes we deal with things. And so grand rising, I'm going to try to do this as often as I can, but grand rising is going to be where guys call in. And if you see, the link is in the chat. Call in and let's celebrate you. Let's because like I said, we had a great show last night. Men are tired, and if you didn't get a chance to watch it, please go back and watch it. It's very educational, very positive. A lot of men showed their vulnerability last night, and it's very rare to see Black men especially show vulnerability. And so last night it was a moment of vulnerability, and these men shared their backstories and their stories that they grew up with that hurt them. And so this morning I wanted to carry that over into this morning because so many people were in the chat, and so many people were watching. And last night was a men's show, so this morning I'm inviting everybody to come up and let's discuss. Let's celebrate you because I know a lot of people are not being celebrated. Let's talk. And I want to get some people in here that's never been cammed. I mean, not cammed. You don't have to cam up this morning. You have to cam up in the back, show me that you are who you are. But you come up, you don't have to be cammed up this morning. All right. So, guys, I first want to say, before we start, man, this is a beautiful day. No matter where you are in the world, if you're breathing right now, if you're listening right now, you have made it another day. And you can change your circumstances. You can move around. You could be great. You can definitely be great. And I want you to know that Black Man loves you. This network loves you. We thank you for all your support. We thank you for all that you do, all that you give, your money, your time, because you could be anywhere else, but you're here. So I want some people to call in this morning. If you're not too busy this morning, you don't have to cam up, but you do have to show me yourself in the background before I bring you up. Call in this morning. As a matter of fact, I would love to have some people call in this morning that have never called into any show because you make us great as well. So I definitely want you guys to call in. So I'll give it a little bit. Let's see if we can get our first caller in here this morning, so we can have a hella good time celebrating you, celebrating your accomplishments. Black fathers, if you're in your children's lives, you're struggling and you're striving to be in your children's lives, call up. Let's have the conversation, man. Let's celebrate you. We know you work hard. We know you're trying to do the right thing. If you're a mother out there that has lost a husband to death or lost a husband, period, and you're out doing the right thing with your children, doing the right thing by, and you're tired, you could call in as well. We want to celebrate you too, hon. If you're having issues with your children, if you're stressed out right now while you're listening to this, call in right now, right in the midst of your stress. You don't have to cam up. Just show me who you are in the back. I'll bring you up, and we'll definitely have a conversation. We'll get you through it. We'll walk you through it this morning. All right. I see that we have Missionary Mike in the building this morning. Missionary Mike says, shout out to Black Man Unfiltered Network. Shout out to you, Missionary Mike, for being here. I appreciate you, my guy. We have What We Know podcast in the building this morning. He said Grand Rising as well. All right. We have IX Sale in the building this morning. All right. So, guys, enjoy the music. I'll be back with you in just a second. All right. We got Charles Washington in the building this morning. This show is especially, guys, this show is for people to call in. Call in. Let's have a conversation. I want to celebrate men this morning. I want to celebrate women this morning. I want to celebrate your accomplishments. And even if it's on the flip side of that and you're struggling through something, you're striving through something, if you're not getting enough sleep, if you're looking for a place to just vent and go off and do whatever it is that you need to do, please do not hesitate to call in this morning. I would love to have you. Would love to have you. Grand rising to everyone. So last night we had an opportunity to talk about self-deletion in the Black community, amongst Black men especially. And it was very hard to talk about it because the numbers are so high. Little boys between the ages of 13 and 17 taking their own lives because they're at the end of it. They're at the end of their rope. They need direction and they're not getting direction and they're taking their own lives. We spoke about Black men. We went from the boys to the men. The men were the same. Men were just taking their lives at a very alarming rate. And it's really, really bad out here, ladies and gentlemen. When you're coming in, please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. As you're coming in. But yeah, a very alarming rate. Men are deleting themselves. This is not good, ladies and gentlemen. This is a very, very bad thing. As I'm pulling it up here now, I want to go back over it. I'm not going to put it on the screen or anything. I want to keep the vibe the same. However, I do want to just read these things to you while we're waiting on our first caller. And if you feel that you want to come up and have a discussion about last night's show, if you want to have a discussion about something that's going on in your life or something that you've accomplished in the last week or so, we're here for you this morning to celebrate you. So let's see here, 1 second. All right, the link is already pinned at the top of the chat if you want to come in the back. Let's see. Now I'm going to go ahead and pull this up from last night. And let's see, where is it at? There it is. So again, ladies and gentlemen, Black boys and Black men and suicide. This was presented by the great Dr. Patrice N. Douglas. And I want to just present this to you guys as well. Right now, the Dr. Patrice, because I want to make sure everybody understands that this is the real deal. Good morning to you, Charles. Charles, if you want to call in, man, I'd love to have you. Good morning, big brother. Good morning, little brother. How you doing, man? So if we're introducing the doctor, she is a doctor of psychology. She's a licensed marriage and family therapist, owner of Empire Counseling and Consultation, clinic director of an outpatient substance abuse agency. Her specialties are men's issues. Amazing. Love that. Her specialties are men's issues, anxiety, depression. Men's issues including anxiety, depression, relationship conflicts, minority mental health, and addiction. She has been featured in media outlets such as the Cosmopolitan magazine, the O magazine, BuzzFeed, and Forbes magazine as well. All right. So as we move on, it speaks about learning undetected signs of self-deletion. I'm going to use that because I don't want YouTube to try to take something positive and turn it into a negative. But learning undetected signs of self-deletion among Black boys and men, how to offer support to reduce self-deletion outside of therapy, how communities can help and reduce self-deletion deaths among Black boys and men. Now, we went over this last night, but if you weren't there last night, this would be a good segue to bring you back into the fold of what all those great men came on last night and spoke about. Facts about Black boys and self-deletion. These are the young men. Self-reported self-deletion attempts for Black adolescents rose by 73% between 1991 and 2017. Black boys increasingly likely to self-delete themselves than Black girls. Black boys are engaging in more lethal means when attempting self-deletion than Black girls, which has increased by 122% between 1997 and 2017. Black boys are twice as likely to die by self-deletion than any white youth. Information man, if you're available, Information man, please come up, bro. Please come up, man. I would love to have you this morning for sure to come on and because you work in the community. Information man, if you can, the link is at the top, man. I would love to, man. This will be a great discussion with you this morning, bro. A great discussion, man. Please come up. The link is at the top. The link is at the top. The calling link is at the top. Matter of fact, I'll put it right back at the bottom again because Information man is in the building. All right, Information man. Yes, sir, man. Please come in. If you're not busy and you're available, man, I would love to have you. Love to have you on this morning, man. But anyway, going back to what I was saying, it says here Black boys are engaging in more lethal means when attempting self-deletion than Black girls. Black boys are twice as likely to die by self-deletion than any white youth, boy or girl. Boy or girl, ladies and gentlemen. Amazing. So we have our first caller, man. I want to bring him up while we wait on our special guest, the Information man. But I want to bring up Charles Washington this morning, ladies and gentlemen.
Man.
A grand rising to you, Charles, man. How you doing, brother?
Man, I'm blessed, man. Yourself?
Oh, man, I'm doing great, man. Doing great, man. So how's everything going in your life, man? Any accomplishments? Anything you're struggling with? Talk to your boy this morning, man.
Man, I got like 3 or 4 different ways, man. And then the show last night, I heard half of it, then my phone wound up dying, so I didn't get a chance to hear the whole thing. But just that first part alone, growing up during my time, it was so crazy how people are killing themselves now, deleting themselves now. And just by how churches are doing it is so crazy. Like when I was growing up, we didn't think about deleting ourselves, canceling ourselves like that. We would just, bent our own head on how we're gonna try to live our life on an everyday basis. Like we strive to do different things in our life. So we wouldn't think about canceling ourselves. And it's like now with children now in this day and age, it's like they want to. Life is so hard on them where they want to cancel themselves because they don't know how to navigate through this world. So it's almost like I don't understand why do children want to cancel themselves and they haven't even lived their life completely yet for them to even do that. That's the cold controversial part to me.
Right. And I think the thing that happens, Charles, is that kids don't have any direction, and kids are raised a little bit different, but they don't have any structure. And when you have structure, keep a kid busy, right? This is what I'm saying to it. Keep a child busy. Hug your babies, love on your babies, walk your babies through life. Right. Because at the end of the day, none of these babies asked to be here. They didn't ask for us to lay down and have sex and the girl gets pregnant. The baby didn't ask to have a single mom. The baby didn't ask to have a deadbeat dad. The baby didn't ask to live in the poor and eat mayonnaise sandwiches every day. Like, we joke about that, but that was trauma, right? Being raised up in a house that you couldn't afford, moving from time to time, living in a car. Like, these kids go through a tremendous amount of depression and stress.
So Black Man, so do you say, like, during our time growing up, we were sheltered in a way where we didn't see all those different things?
So I think we were. I think today kids are way smarter than we were. Let's be honest about that. They're way smarter, but they're more lazy. They're way smarter, but they don't have any structure, right?
Right.
But back in the day, I think so. But you know what? Back in the day, our parents kept us busy. You remember the days where mom would say, "Go outside and play," and you'd be out there for 8 hours.
Yeah,
right.
Till the light come on. Yeah.
Exactly. And think about it. During those 8 hours, mom and dad could have had an argument. They could have talked about the eviction notice. They could have talked about all the issues and problems because you weren't there. Your mama made you go outside and be active. She made you go ride your bike.
Stay out of grown folk business. Yeah,
exactly. And so the kids are on their tablets. They're on their laptops. They're logged into Facebook. They're logged into Instagram, Twitter. That's a 24-hour thing. They have supercomputers in their hands where they can look up stuff that they're not supposed to look at their age. And they're in the house laying across the bed. And guess what? The walls are thin. And they hear mom and daddy going at it. You know, they hear mom and daddy arguing and fussing. They hear mom on the phone with the bill collector. They hear mom on the phone with the mortgage company, the bank, the repossessions. They hear everything.
Right.
Because they're not out being active. And I think if more parents found safer ways to get their kids more active and use those moments when their kids are very active to go out and handle their business while the kids are being active, to, have the discussions with husband, the bank, the whatever, I think kids will be more sheltered. But I think kids are growing up too fast now. You have 10-year-old, 12-year-old girls with makeup on, and it enhances their age by 5 years.
Yeah, right. That's the part that I ain't gonna say the word hate. I think it's so disrespectful to have a child that young with makeup and their hair all down their back, and then they looking up, with their nose up in the air when they get grown. Like you was raised grown too early. And then when you become grown, you act as if the world owe you something. The world doesn't owe you anything but your life. And the world now really don't owe you your life no more.
Right.
And that's why it's so instrumental to have both parents in the house, at least try to have it in the house.
Right.
But it's so backwards where now during my time we had first, second, third, half, fourth generation in the house, where they taught you multiple ways of life and what's going on and how to navigate through it. Like me, I had my mom, my grandma, my dad, and my granddad. I had all those in the house. Well, no, it was a split house, but I still got everything that I needed to understand how to navigate through life. As I'm becoming more and more older and understanding of what's going on, versus what they taught me. Right. See, they taught me a way to have stuff in the house, how I should want to live my life. But then it's my own right to put it in my own way of how I need to navigate myself too by what they taught me.
Right.
But see, now children are not being taught anything They just seeing what mama doing, single mom doing, and then they think it's okay. And then the mama is not trying to teach them because she doesn't know. So that's it. Well, I'm gonna say this: it's multiple ways of how this cat needs to be spent because it's too broken to try to, navigate through the way the world is now. That's what I had to say about it. Of course, prison, counseling themselves and all that stuff.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely, bro. And again, man, I appreciate your presence, man. I appreciate you calling in this morning and having a conversation with your boy, man. I really appreciate it, bro.
Yeah, because I always, like with the 500 podcast, shout out to them. They're doing great work. But I always be on there with them, and I'm real close friends with them. They are my brothers. So I kind of get on here on behalf of them, kind of, put my insight on a lot of different things too. So it's a pleasure to be, on this panel with you, Black Man.
Man, you don't know how much I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, and then this whole thing of the presidential race. That's nothing. I know I'm kind of getting off base of ready to talk about on this specific subject, but I know with the whole thing of the Senate and all that, my perspective and my understanding of growing up with my uncle, by him being in politics, deeply in politics, it's more like now. Back in the 1800s, voting for Black people really didn't vote like how they should have. That's why Jim Crow and all those different things are being broke down, and why laws are the way they are is because we didn't understand why we should have voted for our local people, for as like the lieutenant governor and everybody that's local level, not Senate, but just local level. That's the reason why child support the way it is. We have all Caucasian men in office because they still got the same mindset to dumb down the Black man and help white people at a certain level. That way they can't keep suppressing us where we can't grow as a nation. I understand equal rights, but we're the reason that equal rights are not equal because of the way that we are going by our everyday lives, as in doing the right thing is voting, understanding that we still need to vote, and then understand that we should live our life a certain way where by law we're living wrong, but we get mad at the man because we don't want to listen or do what he say. We didn't vote, so that's why it's like you see what I'm saying, Black Man?
Yes, sir.
So it's more like we're beating ourselves for something that we didn't do in this 24th century.
Right.
Versus back in the 18th century, we were beat down. So like with this movie, Ill Till, Emmett Till, that whole thing of them killing that young man. I ain't gonna forget, but growing up, understanding what happened, he was just going down the street. And they said that he cussed out a white woman. Then that's when the black man white man come down and beating him, they kidnapped him and killed him and threw him in a river, which was crazy. But then this how in the public school they don't talk about stuff like this. No. Because they knew that we was done wrong. But they didn't understand. Then our president Joe Biden, he go into Congress and saying that he did a law where saying it's a hate crime to lynch. Hell, lynching ain't been done in what, 50 some years?
No. It's yeah. Come on now. Yeah.
It's so freaking stupid. Like, what is your point of doing it now? It hasn't been crossed in Congress. Hell, the no lynching bill hadn't even been done in Congress, and that's been like what, 80 some years. So what is your point of doing it now? Just by you hearing what happened, and then you have all white jury to get them white boys out. That's crazy. But they still do that in a certain way now. But it's not so noticeable. But we're turning a blind eye to what it really is.
Exactly.
So, but that's all I have on that. But you go ahead on Black Man.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate you, man. Hey, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Charles Washington.
All right, thanks.
Hey, man, thank you so much for being here this morning. Thank you so much for your insight. Thank you so much for just being you, man. And I want to let you know, man, if nobody told you this week, I didn't want you to know, man, that you're a great man, and you're a great man, inspired to continue to be great. Keep keep the right attitude, keep the right mindset, brother. Even when you're unappreciated, just know that your brothers appreciate you, man. And much love to you, Charles Washington, as you leave out, bro. Appreciate you, brother.
All right, appreciate you too.
All right, man. Call anytime, brother, and we'll see you on the next show, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Absolutely, brother. All right, that was Charles Washington, ladies and gentlemen. If you're just tuning in right now, go ahead and hit the like button, subscribe button. If you want to come up, if you've never been on the panel before, you do not have to cam up. You do have to show me something in the back, though, because you know how that is with these YouTube streets. However, I would love to have you. I do see here in the sanctuary that we do have Truth and Purpose Nexuses in the building. If you would like to come up, brother, your perspective is needed in these times, too. So he is in the building this morning. He said, good morning to all. Praise God through Jesus Christ. He said, seek the Lord while he may be found. All right, Truth and Purpose Nexus. If you want to come up, guys, it is pinned to the top of the chat as well as in the chat. If you want to come up and have a conversation, let's celebrate somebody. Let's love on somebody this morning. All right. Now, I do see Natasha Vincent. Natasha, I really would like to have a conversation with you. I've seen your work. I think you're very great at what you do. And I think that I would love to have a conversation with you. So, Natasha, if you would, Natasha, go to Black Man Unfiltered on IG. Send me a hello message, just a simple hello, and I'll tell you what it is that I want to speak with you about. So please do that. Natasha, if you would like to come up right now and have a discussion, you can. This morning we're celebrating people. We're making sure people are okay mentally. We're making sure that people are on their purpose. And if you're not on your purpose, how can we get you there? Right? So we're not judging anybody this morning, but we definitely want to have a conversation. We want to celebrate you. We want to guide you. We want to lead you. I do see my brother from 5100 Podcasts, CJ, is in the building as well. All right. And again, Natasha, I didn't give you your hand clap. And then Stephen Day, he's a member of Black Man Unfiltered. So let's definitely give it up for Stephen Day. All right. So again, while we're waiting on someone else to call in here, I'm going to finish what I was talking about the self-deletions here. Now, the facts about black men and self-deletion goes a little something like this. Let's see. Yeah, Natasha, go ahead and send me an inbox, because I got something I want to ask you about. So, and it's positive as well. So, Black Man Unfiltered on IG. But facts about men and self-deletion. In 2014, 80% of self-deletions in the black community were men. This is a fact. All right, this is a fact. Recent research has observed that the Caribbean black men in the U.S. have the highest attempt rate for the African-American community. Firearms were the predominant method of self-deletion among African-Americans, regardless of sex or age. Suicides. Suffocation was the second most Self-suffocation, wow, was the second most prevalent method. Black men don't often recognize depression or trauma as an issue, therefore don't associate as a problem. So think about it. They say black men don't even recognize their depression and their trauma. All right, let's go to the let's keep going here. Now it says the typical signs of self-deletion. I think we can go through that while we wait on our next caller. Waiting on our next caller. If a caller can call in if you want. It says typical signs of self-deletion. It says talking about self-deletion. For example, making statements such as, "I'm going to delete myself. I wish I were dead. I wish I hadn't been born." Getting the means to take your own life, such as buying a gun or stockpiling pills. Withdrawing from social contact and wanting to be left alone. Having mood swings, such as being emotionally high one day and deeply discouraged the next. Being preoccupied with death, dying, or violence. Feeling trapped or hopeless about a situation. Increasing use of alcohol or drugs. Changing normal routine, including eating or sleeping patterns. Doing risky or self-destructive things such as using drugs or driving recklessly. Giving away belongings or getting affairs in order when there's no other logical explanation for doing this. Saying goodbye to people as they won't be seen again. Wow. Developing personality changes or being severely anxious or agitated, particularly when experiencing some of the warning signs listed that we just spoke about. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we got another call in the building this morning. Let's give it up for my brother from another mother, man. IXL. Oh, whoa, he went off. He dropped. Okay, he'll be back. So as we move forward, it says signs to watch in our black boys. This is very important. I want to take my time with this one. This is very important. As I get IXL up here, I'll explain why I'm pulling him up. Good morning, IXL. So, signs to watch for in black boys: withdrawn more than usual, mood changes, angry, unable to express themselves, rather avoid school, sleeping more often, not interested in usual activities, a change in music. It says watch the lyrics that your son listens to if he's in a depressive state, having difficulty in school, and he's not interested in anything that's going on right now. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome IXL to the building.
Salute, B-Mon. Salute.
Grand rising to you, brother. How are you this morning, man? How's everything going with you?
Yes, sir. I've been listening for a minute. I had to make my coffee or whatever, but I'm all right, man. I can't complain,
Good. And what are your thoughts on, the mental state of us as black men? What do you think that we're missing to get us out of this self-deletion state at 80%? What do we need? What do we need to do different?
I don't know if that's a simple answer. We lack in a lot of different areas. It's my first time on here. I'm kind of nervous, but
No, you good, bro. Take your time, bro. You family, man. Come on now.
I appreciate the conversation that you had last night. Men that I found on the social network, you kind of have to find your OGs these days. You kind of got to go out of your way to go get it. You can't find it in real life. This is the next best thing. So I appreciated the conversation and how everybody was able to get off their grievances and what they had to say and their traumas and be very honest and vulnerable. But it didn't honestly sound like a victim party, if you get what I'm saying.
Exactly.
That might be an unpopular thing to say because we already don't have enough places to express our trauma, but I've seen that a lot in these spaces where the energy just gets, it has to be a productive conversation at the end of the day. And I'm glad that you have me up here, man. We need more safe spaces like this. We need more people to talk to. Not everybody's going to feel comfortable with a therapist that's not, especially a white therapist at that. Not everybody's growing up with family, immediate family, extended family. So kind of like, honestly, sometimes more often than not, you kind of left out here to figure this shit out on your own. And by the time you do, you may have so much damage that, you know, the self-deletion thoughts become more and more prevalent. You know what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely.
At this point in my life, like, I got a condition and I'm not working right now. It's kind of depressing, you know what I'm saying? But this kind of helps me keep going. You know, I don't talk about it a lot. I don't try to put the spotlight on me or anything, but that's why Unc is just a big thing in my life. And through him, I met you. And now we're here. So I hope that I can, you know, be a part of this and keep having these conversations. You know what I'm saying? It's
absolutely.
helping.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And again, bro, you know, like you said, you're not working right now, man. Listen, I'm not here to tell you, oh, you need to. No, man. I'm here to say, listen, bro. This is only temporary, man. It's only temporary, bro. And understand that somebody out there right now is looking for you, and you're looking for somebody, and you guys are going to end up meeting, and you're going to end up employed. You're going to end up working for a great company, making great money. And so I just want to let you know ahead of time, man, proud, bro. Let you know that I'm proud of you, because I know you're out here grinding and trying to get it, man. And much love to you, man. I know we don't hear it a lot, man. So during this time where you're not working, man, how are you really feeling, bro? Like, what are you feeling okay? Are you feeling like, you know, I know you're feeling a little depressed, but, you know, how are we going to get through it, you know, on a day-to-day until we find it?
Work. You got to work. You got to, you know, find something to keep your mind occupied. With my condition, like when I was trucking. So this whole year I've been trucking, cramped up in the truck, and my condition has just been getting worse. So I've been home for 2 months. In the first month, I couldn't move at all. No exaggeration. I don't want to get too specific, but probably like the last good month, I felt good. And 2 days ago was my birthday on Thursday. So they gave me something to look forward to. But honestly, just kind of working on my plan and my vision. I'm learning a lot of things from being in this space, and intentionality is one of them. And you really have to be intentional every single day, every second. You have to actively choose to make, you know, a beneficial decision. You know, you got to stay focused. It's a lot of distractions, whether we talking about women or the phone or the YouTube spaces or whatever the case is. It's very easy to get lost in the sauce out here, more than it ever has been. So you have to be intentional about the things that you want, and then you have to have a vision to know where you're going. Hopefully your purpose aligns with that. But you know, my thing is just to I'm trying to go through a career transition right now, so that's kind of where my mind is at. Just working on little things to just stay busy, man. If I focus on the negative, then that's what I'm going to see. Just what my perception is going to be. That's how I'm projected. Sometimes you probably seen it in the chat. I have my days, you know, I be tripping sometimes, but you just got to be intentional about change. You know, it's not going to be fast. It's going to be painstaking. It's uncomfortable, but you have to try. You know what I'm saying? So,
absolutely.
Well, listen, man,
I just want you to know, bro, that I'm proud of you. Before you even get the job, man, I'm proud that you even have the mindset right now. And when things get a little bad on you, man, I know you got Unc, but I just want you to know you also have me, man. You can email me, you can inbox me, you can, whatever you need to do, bro, however we can connect, man. I got you, bro. I'm Black Man Unfiltered on IG, Black Man Unfiltered on Facebook. I'm blackmanunfiltered@gmail.com. Do any way you want to reach out to me, bro. You can do that, man. I know your aunt got your back, but I also have your back as well, bro. And I appreciate you, man, for coming up and being vulnerable, bro, because I want to create a safe space for men to be able to speak this kind of thing. So thank you so much for joining me this morning, brother.
Salute, B-Mon. Salute.
Absolutely, man. Everybody give it up for IXL, man.
Y'all better go live in the chat, too. Straight up.
Huh? Say what?
They better go live in the chat, too. Straight up. They better get live in the chat.
All right. I appreciate you, brother. All right, brother.
Salute, B-Mon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, give it up for, man, IXL, man. Shout out to that brother, man. I'm praying that he gets a job real soon. And I hope it's everything that he's ever wanted. I got another brother in the back right now I want to bring up. Let's bring up CJ from the 5100. Make sure you guys subscribe to the 5100. They're doing great things over there. So and they'll be on today at, I think, 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time. But we have them in the back, so here we go. CJ, what's going on this morning, my brother?
What's going on, brother? How you feel this morning?
Man, feeling pretty good, brother. So you were part of the conversation last night, man. So, this is kind of an overflow from that. How are you feeling this morning, man? How's baby girl? How's my niece doing? And how's everything going, man? What you got for me this morning?
Well, I'm doing good, bro. Baby girl's doing. We're back with her mama today. Me and her mama and got pretty solid situation. Good.
Hey, go out and come back in because you're breaking up real bad.
Okay.
Yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, as he goes out and comes back in, Natasha, I did send your message back. Let me see. But again, guys, if you want to call in, please call in, male or female. This is not a male-driven show this morning. Male or female. If you want to call in this morning, I see the Harrison Tribe Media Group is in the building. If you want to call in as well, the link is in the chat. It's pinned to the top. And it's in the chat as well. I would love to have you guys come up and just express some things, give some encouraging words to people that may have gone through something that you've gone through. But I think this shows right here, how much people really care in this world. Because I had enough sense this morning to say, you know what? I care enough to have a show this morning to have people call in, people that have gotten through some things in their lives, some traumas, some bad marriages, some bad situations. And I want them to call in and give some advice and give some encouraging words to people in the world today. And so if you want to call in Harrison Tribe Media Group, he said, she said, you guys will be amazing for this morning. So I would love to hear from you guys. Natasha, if you want to call in, you would also be amazing to call in as well. All right. And but I'll go ahead and get CJ in. CJ, he's back. He came back in. Let's see. All right, CJ.
I sound out.
You sound amazing, bro. Go ahead and talk to us.
But yeah, as far as that show last night, man, it was amazing. And, I think that in this space we kind of got to play not or the game, but just overall gotten away from what it. Last night's show was just. I told the chat that I wasn't expecting it. It wasn't. Last night was my first because men were able to. We're not. Shout out to Brother IXL coming on the panel on the base.
Yeah, you still breaking up just a little bit, brother. If you at home?
Yeah, I'm trying to see what's up, man.
Yeah, you breaking up every other word is stop, like you pause in the middle of each one of the words.
I sound right now, man.
Yeah, you good right now. You good right now.
Okay. So, but to Brother IXL, got a lot of love for what you did. That's something me very. And shout out to him for being vulnerable like that. You know what I mean? Because I just had this conversation with my ex-wife, which we're on a much better situation today, as far as parenting go. But I explained to her, she was like, she had an issue because I'm transitioning. I got that job in Nashville. So I'm getting ready to transition. And she was just talking about how the child support isn't coming in the same way because I'm transitioning. And I told her, yeah, I'm in a transition and it's a little difficult. I understand that. But that's, a month out of several years if I'm blessed enough. So IXL, man, you're going through a bump, but you compare it to your life, compare it to where you could be in the future, man, it's a small thing to a giant. You feel what I'm saying? And Black Man, just thank you, bro, for having these conversations. And I think last night, I don't know, bro. I think it spiritually gave everybody a jump last night. That was a great conversation.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And what advice would you give CJ as a man, as a father, as a man that's dealing with, sometimes the baby mama situation, the mama situation, When you told us the story about your mother last night, you're dealing with not being able to see your baby, you know, as much as you would like to. Just all those things that you struggle with. How are you getting through those things, and what advice would you give to a man that's going through the things that you've gone through?
I would say talk to black men like Black Man Unfiltered. Talk to men that go through things that may be similar, because there's no shortage of black men that go through that. So I would talk to other brothers that go through these type of things. And when you're dealing with your ex-wife, baby mama, whatever, I would tell you a lot of times that, you know, their energy can get very negative or very spiteful. But you don't win when you get like that with them. One thing that I've learned with my ex-wife is when she's talking crazy, when she's getting out of line, I just let her talk. But then I ask her, this burns her up because she can't. Like, when she's done, I'd be like, "Are you finished?" That gives you a peace of mind, brothers, to not argue back and be able to identify her behavior to her. Whether she addresses it herself or not, you can't really worry about that. But I would say, do not argue back with your baby mama. I'm telling you, I understand why you do it. And trust me, we didn't have blow-ups, fingers in faces, all that good stuff. But the best thing you can do as a black man is control your temper. And I know it's hard to do because of what we've been through. But like I said, the way you get through that, the way you succeed through that is having people in your corner. I know that's not hard to find either, but they're out there, bro. Like, I found the tribe here on YouTube. You know, I got brothers in real life like Tez the Fatu, and hell, me, Black Man, and her hell, we planning on linking and, you know, creating content together and really building a fortress. And Black Man even calls my daughter his niece. You know what I'm saying? And I'm seeing my boys out there playing ball, and you know what I'm saying. Black man, people like Black Men is what you need in life. People that will hold you accountable, but will actually give you some advice that's constructive and not say, "How are you doing?" And your answer be, "I'm doing all right." He'd be like, "Well, that's good." No, he's really gonna ask you, because when I was going through that situation with my mama, Black Man stayed on the phone with me about 30 minutes, just, you know, helping me get through it. So you can't do it yourself. My advice is not get through it yourself. My advice is, man, find you a tribe, and until you get to the point where you're comfortable with therapy. And Dr. Tia Son Johnson said the best: do your damn best to find you a black male therapist, because nobody else is going to understand your unique perspective.
Exactly, bro. Man, hey, bro. So tell everybody, man, how they can, because I know you guys are going to have a great show tonight. Tell everybody how they can come and see you tonight, if they're not already subscribed to you, and what time you guys are going on. Because I didn't know if it was 6:30 or 6. I knew it was one of them.
Yeah, I think we're gonna do the show with JT tonight, because we had talked behind the scenes about kind of doing a joint show. I'm gonna holler at JT. I think we're gonna simulcast it. So I think whatever time, I think they go live at 8:45 tonight.
Right.
I think we're gonna simulcast from our platform and have the Generation X and Generation Millennial, because this is a conversation that needs to be had.
Exactly, bro. Well, either way, man, I'll see you tonight, man, because, you know, I got to support you guys. So I'll definitely be there tonight.
For sure. And, man, like, you know, do this more often, bro. Do this more often.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
These who need to be heard, and, you know, I've never seen IXL cam up or hop on, you know what I'm saying? But you created a place where he felt safe. That's important, Black Man. Don't underestimate the fact that you did that. You did that, bro. Don't let nobody take that from you.
Man, I appreciate you, brother. Hey, man, much love to you, man. Take care of my niece over there, man, and keep striving, bro. And we'll eventually get where we need to go. And, you know, I'll be talking to you in behind the scenes as well. But, man, much love to you, man. Much love to your family. And I'm praying that everything just starts to line up in your direction, brother. So I appreciate you, man, who you are and what you're becoming, man.
One love, bro.
One love, bro. All right, that was my boy CJ, man, from the 5100 podcast. Make sure you guys go ahead and like and subscribe. Go over there, and they're doing a lot of good work over there as well. So this black media thing is an amazing thing. I do have another brother in the background that is a journeyman that has been around for a while, that gives great. He's funny, but when he's serious, he drops dimes. he really does drop dimes to help Black men and what we're struggling with. So I want to bring up my brother, man, also in the building today. Let's give it up for OG J Speed is in the building today.
Peace and blessing.
Hey, absolutely, man. J Speed, I don't know if you got a chance to watch the show last night, but we had a lot of men be vulnerable and talk about how their moms treated them as children and how they struggle with being a father when they were fatherless and how they dealt with the mental problems of it. And I was going over this self-deletion thing where Black men are at 80% to take their own lives, OG. 80% of Black men are taking their lives. And that's more than white women and white men combined. Why,
certainly.
So why is it that we're the only ones, man? What is going on in our Black community amongst our men that's just making us just take ourselves out?
Stress. Mostly it's stress. It does no good for the body. But I would like to say, I guess I can add on to the conversation. Somebody asked me tonight on one of the shows, how would I like to be remembered? And I told them it wasn't that important how someone else remember my life. It's how I remember my life. I would like to remember my life at peace, and I had to give them an example. 2 months ago, I had a gentleman in my house who was on hospice. I know most people know what hospice is. They sign this contract, and these people supposed to pass away. And when they're in the moments of being passed, making a transition, you don't supposed to call the ambulance, or you don't supposed to try to resuscitate them or anything. That's their contract. But that was his contract with hospice. But it wasn't my contract. My contract, I can't sit around and watch a man pass away. I worked on this man for about an hour and a half. And didn't supposed to. I didn't, I supposed to just let him pass away. But I know most of these people have mental challenges. And when they sign that contract for hospice, they don't really even know what they're doing. Because they get advancement as far as medical attention and stuff. But when they told me he had fell out in the floor, I just went in there and started doing my work. And my work is to save lives, regardless of what somebody signed. So they can pass on somebody else's watch. And I worked on him for about an hour and a half. I seen him about 3 weeks later. He thanked me for it. So, that's what I want to remember. And if anybody remember anything about me, they can say I died with peace. I gave it my best. Regardless of whatever I had to fight around me. I just can't sit up there and watch a person pass away just because they signed a piece of paper. So if they were going to pass away in their time, they going to pass away anyway. But I'm damn sure going to do my best to make sure I gave my best effort. That's the only way I can have peace.
Wow. I appreciate you, OG. And you can go ahead and answer that person, OG. You can mute while he's doing that, because I was going to segue into what you're hearing right now. Somebody's calling his name. He runs a place that takes care of people, less fortunate people. That I'll let him explain. OG, tell us what you do in the community at the home that you're at right now. How do you help people? Because I don't want to just blow that over, man. You are very important to your community. So tell us what it is that you do.
So what I do is most of the people I help have mental challenges, and then everybody who's old enough know that Ronald Reagan opened up all the institutions for the people who have mental challenges. When they used to be they was doing some bad stuff too. They were electric shock treatment and all that other stuff. But that ain't why he did it. He did it for more of an evil reason. So everybody know I live in California. Most of the people live downtown. It's about 90,000. Some people say as high as 120,000 people homeless. Well, a lot of these people get SSI. And they don't make enough money to be able to go and live in an apartment or anything like that. So, because the average single apartment here is like $1,300, one bedroom, about 14 and 15. So these people are only getting like $800 a month. And so they usually just stay downtown and stay in a tent and survive that way. I give them the opportunity to come in a place where they can have 3 squares a meal, their clothes is washed, they're given toothpaste, shampoo, underwears, clothes, everything. And just give them a decent life, man, because some of these people don't have family members, they don't have friends, they don't burn to every bridge. Because usually when you find somebody with mental challenge and they've been homeless a while, they usually get on some kind of addicted drugs, and some, not the good drugs too, the worst kinds, the crystal meth and everything else. But a lot of these people been into drugs so long that they haven't really took a real evaluation of their life. They just feel like they're worthless. And listen to some of the YouTubers, I can see why people feel that way. But when I bring them in my house, one of the things I do to these people, I build trust. I let them know it ain't about money with me. It's about them having a decent life. And a lot of time I have had 5 success stories where people came in here and got the right kind of medication and then got off most of the medication and was able to get their life together and go live in their own apartment, get jobs, and move on with the rest of their life. I ain't perfect, man. I ain't gonna try to say I'm perfect, but what I'm trying to say is I came from a family of 18, so I know what a struggle is. You know, not even having enough food to eat sometimes when you're little. When people are praying, you snatching food off the table, putting it in your pocket. But what I do know, it's not how you hold a man down, it's how you get up. And if you build that trust with that man, it gives him inspiration. It gives him motivation. Because most of these people, only thing they've been told for the last 5 or 6 years of their life, they were worthless. But me as a man who's of faith, God don't make junk, man. Sometimes we just make bad decisions in life, end up on the street. But that don't mean that's the end of your life. And especially on my watch anyway. So I have 32 people live in the house. And it ain't all, you know, it ain't all perfect. It's a struggle. And believe it or not, I haven't had sleep for the last 19 hours. But see, there's a motivation inside of me that it comes from the outside of me, from my maker, my superior God, to keep me pushing in the right direction. I ain't no young man. I'm 63 years old. But just like I say, when I leave this planet, I'm going to be at peace. I did my best.
I appreciate you, OG, and everything that you're doing with those 32 people in the house. Right now, the last thing I want from you, OG, because I know you're busy, man, but the last thing I want to ask you, if there's a man right now sitting in his car or on the edge of a bridge or about to just run out in front of a train, just take his life, if you could say anything to that man, if he's watching right now while he's loading up the gun to take his own life, what would you say to that man right now?
I would say to that man right about now is, whatever you have heard people say about you or whatever you think people feel about you, and when you look around, whatever you feel like your life is not because of the things you done ran in, that's their reality, not yours. Because you are much stronger than what you think you are. At the moment that a person is at their worst, that's when they're in their building process. So many times us go through many challenges in life, and just before we get to walk through that door, we decide not to open because we have fear. One thing you can say about yourself when you're at your bottom, brother, or sisters out there, when you're at your bottom, you can only go up. Don't give up. Reach to the spiritual person that's inside of you and makes there's something bigger than you. You don't know what your journey may be, but I can almost guarantee you it's not jumping off a bridge or pulling a gun to your head. I can pretty much 100% guarantee that ain't your journey. Just before success, there's always a bump in the road. Just open that door and walk through it, man. And see, you might be surprised. Well, matter of fact, I know you're going to be surprised. Because you was born for something. And the last thing I would like to say to you, you was a winner when you was born. You beat out over 500 million sperm cells and 670 eggs that was inside of your mother's womb. So you're already a champion. You just let that crown fall off, put it back on your head, and walk tall. That's what I would like for you to do.
Man, OG, bro, thank you so much for that, man. And so again, oh man, I don't have no words. That was amazing. And so if you're out there listening to OG, man, OG's been around for a long time. He's seen the struggle. He helped people that struggle every single day. And so OG, man, I just want to give you your flowers. Thank you for being a stand-up man. Thank you for giving great advice. Thank you for making people laugh, but also thank you for your seriousness as a man to know the situations around you and you're able to do something about it. And you are the very example of what men need to be and what men need to strive to be. I look up to you, man. I honor you today, man. Give you your flowers. Thank you so much, OG.
And thank you too. Thank you for all the work that you put in, and because you don't have to do this, man. You're trying to raise a family yourself.
Right.
So that means you looking outside yourself and outside your family and know there's a need in our community. And you are filling that void yourself. And great things will happen for you and your family, man, just because you stand in that square and you move forward. Regardless of what you might think or what people might say, you know what your journey is. And keep doing your thing and stay on course of your journey. Salute to you.
Salute to you too, man. And that's OG J Food, man. Man, come on, OG, don't come in here hitting me in the chest like that. Why? All right, man. OG, man, amazing, man, guys. He'll keep you laughing, but he's also serious enough, man, to keep you going. And I hope that what he just said touched somebody. I hope what he just said touched somebody, ladies and gentlemen. That was amazing. I see people in the chat right now. I see IXL and everybody that's struggling with something. CJ, Charles Washington, anybody that's in the chat right now that has struggled with something, that is going through something, man, I definitely want you to go back and listen to J Speed over and over and over again. Listen to what Charles said. Listen to what CJ said. Listen to what I said, and we'll continue to move forward and move on. Just like OG just said. Again, amazing conversation with OG. Guys, I'm gonna turn the music back on. I gotta go take a walk real quick. The OG got me, but I'm gonna play this music real quick, and I'll be back in a second. All right, ladies and gentlemen, Again, if someone else wants to call in, you can go ahead and call in this morning. If you want to give some encouraging words to anybody, myself, yourself, any encouraging words to your husband, your wife, your kids, to a neighbor, other content creators. If you want to just come in this morning, let's celebrate everybody this morning. And if you're going through something, let's do it. Let's see if we can give someone some flowers this morning. Flowers have been getting handed out all morning. And so let's make sure that we give out our flowers this morning as well to those people. Some people are just so discouraged. Like I said, I read the self-deletion rate, 80% amongst black men are just taking their lives. And it said it's more than white men and white women combined, or any other race for that matter. White men are just taking their lives. And it's really, really bad. So if you want to call in right now, you definitely can call in. I'll be here for a few more minutes. If you want to call in and express anything or celebrate anybody, let's do that. Let's be positive today. I know there's a lot of channels right now that are dealing with a lot of negative stuff, a lot of fighting, a lot of cursing, a lot of belittling of each other. But I just want to pause for a second and just have some positive outcomes, some positive moments for people to have a safe space to say what it is that they need to say without having anybody cursing them out or anybody talking bad about them or to them. And so this is a safe space that I've created. I want to allow it in this space because you're really being vulnerable. And last night, man, again, shout out to all the men that were on the panel last night. Hank and my boy Mandrell and CJ and Mr. Bennett and Bernard, and I mean just so many people, men on the Sir Hale Speaks. All these men had these amazing stories that they've been through, things that they've gone through. So I really appreciate all of you. I love each and every one of you. Make sure you go and hug your babies today. Let them know that you love them. Men, if it's your visitation day, grab your kids, take them to lunch, take them to dinner. Just spend the day with them like you'll never see them again. Yeah, spend time with them, love on them, kiss on them, let them know that they're amazing today. Your daughter, your son. Men, hug your boys. Let them know that it's okay to receive that type of love from a father and from a man, from their father. Hug them and kiss them and love on them. And man, it's just an amazing thing. Do the same for your daughters. All right, do the same thing for your wives. If your wives are upset with you, hey, just say, hey, listen, when can we create a space and time where you and I can sit down and have a conversation? Divorce rate amongst the black community is very high, 70%. 80% of divorces are filed by black women. So if that's the case, let's sit down and have a conversation. What is it, baby, that I may be doing that's difficult for you, that makes you want to walk out of the door? What is it? And have that conversation. But make it be a balance. It shouldn't be happy wife, happy life. It should be happy house, happy spouse. There should be reciprocation between a man and a woman. And so let's do that. And I think if we have more homes where everybody balanced everything out, where and you're in consistent competition, friendly and loving competition with who can love you the most, right? I can do more for you than you can do for me, and that healthy competition will bring you together. Also, married couples, make sure you find time for you and your spouse, because what's happening is, a lot of times we devote so much time to our children and what they have going on, to our relatives and what they have going on, and to everybody else. But until we don't put any time into the marriage is just put on hold. And so what needs to happen is we need to first understand, I said this on the show the other night, we first need to understand that children are part of the family. They are not a part of the marriage. Let me say that again for the people in the back. Children are not a part of the marriage. They're part of the family. And so there must be a separation of the two. There's so many married couples out there that are headed to divorce, and the only thing that's missing is a vacation, a relaxation, a love-making session, physically and mentally and spiritually. Make time for your spouse. Make time for husbands. Make time for your wives. Wives, make time for your husband. Put your phones down. Put social media down. Put down the reality shows. Don't watch football for a weekend, and devote that time to each other to reflect and connect. Let me say it again. Take that time to reflect and reconnect. Right? Because nothing is lost. Let me tell you this story, and then we're gonna get out of here. Right now, if you're at home and you're working on your laptop or you're working on your computer, and the electricity goes out, or the battery dies in your laptop, when you right in the middle of you doing something, right in the middle of you doing a Word document, imagine the electricity goes out, the computer goes off, or your laptop battery dies, and you think you've lost everything. But when the electricity comes back on and you recharge that battery, as soon as you go back to that Word document that you were working on so diligently, in the right-hand corner, it will say restore. See, sometimes when you think that things are over and you think things are, you're disconnected, all you have to do is plug in and hit restore. Restore your marriage, restore your relationship with your children. Restore your relationship with people that you haven't talked to in years. There are people maybe watching right now that have not talked to their mom in 5 years. Call your mom up. It's a simple conversation. And if it's not, just go through the process. Go through the processes of healing. Healing is an amazing thing to do. Go through a season of healing with your mom. Call your brother that you haven't talked to in years. Call your sister. Call your grandmother that's on her way to being more older, and God forbid, leaving the earth one day. Call them, love on them. It's only a simple conversation. I think that we lose most of our loved ones because we're stubborn and we have an ego, and most of us want to have a relationship. But the reason that we're not having a relationship because we're waiting on the other person to call us first. Well, today I'm asking everyone to be the bigger person. Pick up the phone. Call. Don't text. Let them hear your voice. Let them hear where you're coming from. A text can be taken anyway. Call them and say, listen, I understand what happened in 1993. But that was in 1993. It is 2022. And I just want you to know, I don't even want to go into what happened then. I just want you to know that I love you. Let's go have lunch. Let's go catch up on old times. Guys, we can do it. So today, call someone that you love. Call someone that you care about, that you haven't talked to in a long time. Don't wait on them. You be the bigger person. Pick up the phone and make it happen. Guys, do something nice for someone today. If you're out and about today, someone is struggling with something. If you see someone struggling, help them. If you can help them financially, help them. If you can help them by giving them a word, just a simple word of how are you today? You could probably prevent a suicide today. If you can give them a word, just ask someone, how are you today? If you see someone struggling financially, if you see someone struggling to find change in their wallet to get something to eat, if you can afford it, pay for their food. I promise you, you'll be blessed beyond measure. And if you're to yourself and you don't have any family, if you lost a loved one to a deletion, to anything bad, car accident, a death, anything, know that you have people in your corner. You know that you can email blackman@blackmanunfiltered@gmail.com, and that email will never get out. I'm not the exposing guy. I'm not going to expose your business. I'm not going to expose you. But I want to actually be there for you guys. And yes, we have dialogue. Yes, we have conversations about bettering our Black women and holding our Black men accountable. Yes, we do that. However, we do have moments where we stop and we pause, just like today in this moment, to say that we love you. We want you to be better. We want you to do it better. We want you to speak better. We want you to walk in what it is that you're meant to walk in. So many of us are becoming things that we're not. and it's starting to show. So thank you so much, guys, for being here. And if you can't do anything for anybody else, definitely do something nice today for yourself, because self-care is the best care. Mental health care is the best care. Get somewhere quiet, turn on some nice music, create a vibe, right? If it's raining outside, perfect environment, right? Turn on something, turn on some ambient sounds or something in your house, and relax and reflect and reconnect. This has been Black Man Unfiltered. If you want to give to the Black Man Unfiltered channel, you do see the cash up at the bottom, $ Black Man Unfiltered. Buy your boy a cup of coffee. If you do want to join the channel, do hit the join button at the bottom of the screen here. If you do want to give a cash, if you do want to give anything, just go ahead and give. You see it right there in the chat. So if you want to give a super chat, you can do that as well, because the channel is going to continue to grow. And everything that you give to this channel, I use it for the betterment of systems, monitors. I just had lightning. I think something electrical happened and my monitor behind me blew out. So I'm going to be replacing that soon. But anything that you want to do to help the channel, thank you. And you don't have to do it just financially. You can definitely do it by hitting the like button, the subscribe button, sharing these videos with your parents, sharing that with your brother and your sister, sharing the comedic moments, sharing moments like this. All right, hit the share button, share it as well. That's also helping the channel as well. So anything you can do would be amazing to continue to grow this channel. Natasha, I thank you for this. I'm gonna read this and then we're gonna be out, ladies and gentlemen. Natasha Vincent, she said, what a powerfully beautiful live stream, Black Men Unfiltered. Glad those of us who are here clicked to watch in this moment. Everything happens for a reason. Please pay it forward, family. Thank you so much. All right. I see Savannah's in the building. Thank you so much, Savannah, for being here as well. You're also amazing. So I've had the opportunity to watch you on the World Class. So thank you so much, Savannah, for being amazing as well. All right, guys, that is it for us today. Again, you know the ways to give. If you want to give, ways to give is by Cash App that's rolling at the bottom, by Super Chat, by joining the channel, or you can give by sharing, hitting the like button, hitting the share button, sharing with 5 family members, and let those 5 family members share with 10 other people, so on and so forth, so we can continue to grow and be better and better as we move on. Ladies and gentlemen, also to my admin out there, she know who she is. Thank you so much for being amazing. Without you, you've had my back so many times. And you have a family as well. And I just want you to know that I love you to death. And you're amazing. You're my girl. So thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for supporting and believing in me. I appreciate you. This has been Black Man Unfiltered. Grand Rising to everyone. Peace. I'm gonna let this music play for a little bit. Let y'all get a little vibe for 30 seconds and I'll end it. I'm not gonna do an outro today, but I'm gonna just end it so y'all can get this vibe going. Some of y'all just close your eyes right now. Just take a deep breath. Breathe in, hold it, and breathe out. And know that everything's gonna be okay. Do that about 5 times and then I'm gonna end the stream. Now let me remove myself. I don't want to be a distraction to you guys. Here we go.